It's time for Waking Up with Wesley. Today's forecast and weather-wise discussion with WLOX First Alert Weather's senior meteorologist, Wesley Williams.
Waking Up with Wesley is sponsored by Exclusive Auto Brokers. For the best deals on wheels, visit Exclusive Auto Brokers on Beatline Road in Long Beach.
Hello there, South Mississippi, and happy Halloween. Thank you for waking up with Wesley. I'm senior meteorologist Wesley Williams. So it got kind of creepy cool this morning, and I'm here to tell you exactly how cold it got. So without further ado, let's take you to that temperature ranking, which shows the winner. Any guesses? It was Jackson County. They had the majority of this morning's reported temperatures into the 30s. So technically it was the Pecan community, which came all the way down to 37 degrees, which is right there basically on the Alabama line. It's just to the east of Moss Point in Pascagoula. So they had 37 there. Now on the other end of the Mississippi coast, Stennis actually managed to tie the Pecan community. They also had a 37-degree temperature reading this morning. So that's how cold the temperature got in South Mississippi based on the reports that we have available to us, 37, which, believe it or not, is still 1 degree shy of my forecast. I only went down to 38. I didn't think we would see any 37s, but of course there were the overachievers. Now, still had some other spots in the 30s. There was an area in Pearl River County near the White Sand community. They hit 38. There was also a 38 in Van Cleve. 39 in Goshen, 39 also at the Trent Lott Airport near Moss Point, Pascagoula, 39 Perkinston, 39 Picayune, 39 Poplarville. So lots of Pearl River County found those 30s. Now that was pretty much it as far as 30s were concerned. Then you go over to the Kill. They had a morning temperature as cold as 40 degrees based on what we found from the Hancock County EMA, or EOC rather. Then you also had a 40-degree reading reported in Long Beach, 40 degrees also in the other parts of Harrison County near Lyman and Orange Grove. And we had a 41 over toward Carrier in Pearl River County, 41 in Lucedale, 41 at the Gulfport Airport, which, you know, they keep the weather records there each day. I checked the last time Gulfport had a 42 in Gulfport at the airport, and the last time they had a 42 there was in March. I think the day might have been actually March 21st, perhaps, either March 17th, 21st, one of those, whichever one it was 224 days ago. So that's how many days it's been since Gulfport has had this type of chill, more than 200 days. So needless to say, there were plenty of places, not just Gulfport, but Wiggins and Big Level went to 43, and Biloxi at Pops Ferry went to 44, at Keesler went to 49. But there were plenty of places, I'm sure, that had made that switch, even for just a moment this morning, from the home air conditioner to the home heater. Now, if you ask me, in my house, it's not happening. Not in my house, as they say. Not only did I sleep with the ceiling fan, but I also slept with the standing fan. So not one, but two. If you call in the next 15 minutes, we throw in the extra fan. So yeah, not everyone a fan of the cool weather. I'm sure some of you did need that heater in your home this morning, but if you're like me, you just embrace this stuff. You just embrace the fresh air, or as I like to call it, fantastically fresh air as we go into your Halloween. So what's the temperature doing at this moment in time as of 8:51 a.m.? Most numbers are out of the 30s, although there are still some spots that find 30s. There's the Pecan community still coming in at 39. You can see 39 also reported in Stennis this morning. And there's a look at the rest of those temperatures during the 8 o'clock hour. Like I said, it's a beautiful day today with a lot of scares on the way for this evening. Temperatures are in the 50s this morning, but we'll get to the 70-degree mark. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we should have plenty of beautiful sunshine. So that is how we should be able to make our way all the way to 70, which I think is pretty fantastic. Now in the evening, there will be a spooky chill taking over, and you will want to plan your costume accordingly for that. But we'll break down the trick-or-treating forecast coming up. Let's first explain to you the weather pattern that's in place. Big area of bone dry, high pressure for all you skeletons out there. I mean, we're all skeletons, right? If you look deep inside enough. So as all of us skeletons enjoy this bone dry air today, I got bad news for you vampires. It's really looking sunny. So you'll want to stay cooped up in the coffins until this evening. And that's when it's quiet, too quiet. Beware of scares. I'm forecasting a 100% chance of scares this evening, even though the rain chance will still stay at 0%. So there's that forecast for today, 70 degrees for that high temperature. And then we're breaking down your trick-or-treating forecast. So what are you going to be for Halloween? Are your kiddos dressing up maybe as a princess? Are your kiddos dressing up as a fireman, as an astronaut? I think when I went for Halloween one time as a kid, I was a police officer. And not a regular police officer, but actually like one of the ones at like the mall, like the security cop type deal. But that was a whole lifetime ago. I will say these temperatures are mummy approved. You want to be wrapped up for your Halloween costume because we're going down to the 50s by 7 p.m., 58. By 9 p.m., even more creepy, 53. So if you're going to be trick-or-treating into the evening hours, the chill will become pretty spooky. In the earlier part of the evening, before the sun goes down, around 5 p.m., around 6 p.m., we might still hold on to just a few more comfortable 60s. And again, these temperatures are pretty good for, you know, costumes like you see Frankenstein there. He's got a long sleeve shirt. He's got long pants. He has closed-toed shoes on. So those types of costumes will fare well in these types of conditions. You won't be spirited away or anything like that. I would also say if you have a mask on, that will also kind of help. You know, Halloween mask, a scary mask, that will help to keep you a little warmer with these kinds of conditions. Now, there are other types of costumes that maybe don't use as much fabric. Maybe those expose more of the skin. And you want to be careful with those since it is going to be on the cooler side. I will say as we go to the weekend, we're going to make that quick transition. And I told you yesterday, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. She will defrost tonight after midnight. So yeah, the Christmas songs, you're going to start to hear them on the radio. Maybe as soon as tomorrow in some cases, as we make that quick transition from Halloween to the rest of the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the whole shebang. One other thing we're going to do this weekend is time travel. We're going to go 1 hour into the past as we fall back from daylight saving time to standard time. So let me give you a picture of what that does for you. Obviously, tomorrow's sunrise is going to be after 7 in the morning. I am tired of the sun coming up so late. If we don't make this change, the sun will only keep coming up later and later until some point in December. The sun is not up until basically almost 8 in the morning. And that means it won't really even get bright until almost 9 in the morning. So that's one of the good things about this fall back is that the sunrise gets yanked 1 hour into the past, and then we don't have to wait so late for it to get brighter in the mornings. So as a morning guy, I love the fall back. I love to have the morning light earlier so we can get your day started on the bright side on Good Morning Mississippi and share those sunrises in our show. Our show ends at 7 a.m. every morning. So, you know, with the sunrise at 7:10, I can't even show you the sunrise. But now, once we get to Sunday, and of course next Monday when we have GMM again, the sunrise will be back into the show and we'll get to enjoy those beautiful views together. Now, sunset, that's somebody else's problem. I'll leave the bad news to our PM crew on how that time change impacts your sunset. But usually there's a lot of complaints about the darker evenings. Again, as a super duper early morning guy, I don't mind it getting darker a little earlier in the evenings. It makes it easier for me to get to bed. But obviously, the majority of people do not wake up at, 1,000,000 in the morning. So yeah, you do like to have the light in the evening. It makes it easier to see on the road when you're driving home from work. It makes it easier to do any of the errands, any of the dinner plans in the evenings. So yes, I understand the negativity from the majority of folks about the evenings for the time change. Anyway, as we wrap up this edition of Waking Up with Wesley, I want to show you that next week it's not as cool. So keep that in mind, that it will get a little milder. While today we're barely hitting 70, by the time we get to next Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be into the middle 70s. And the rain chances over the weekend are pretty slim to none. There is a system that is going to kind of barely skirt along the coast of Texas and Louisiana, and that will bring a very low rain chance. But I think it's going to kind of miss us. This is the look at that rain system. You don't even see it on Friday. There it is on Saturday on the map near Texas and Louisiana, low rain chance for them. And this is going to go down like this. You know, if it were coming more to the east, we'd have a higher chance of rain. And that's what it was showing earlier this week. But the latest information has trended this to go more, take a more southerly track. So as you watch this, from Saturday to Sunday, look at where all the moisture goes, barely clipping our Mississippi coast. So that's why, you know, it's a possibility. It's close. It's close enough that we don't go a 0% chance, but we're thinking most of the rain is going to stay to our south, closer to Louisiana, closer to the Louisiana coast, or just frankly offshore. So only a 20% chance of a 0% chance of rain Saturday in South Mississippi, 20% Saturday night, and 10% on Sunday. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, next 7 days are looking mighty dry based on the latest information. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Waking Up with Wesley. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. Happy Halloween, and have a safe one and a scary one. We'll see you again next time.
Waking Up with Wesley has been sponsored by Exclusive Auto Brokers. For the best deals on wheels, visit Exclusive Auto Brokers on Beatline Road in Long Beach.